Hello students, in the previous class we discussed about the genetic disorders and the types of genetic disorders. In that we discussed about the examples for Mendelian disorders and chromosomal disorders. Today we will start the Mendelian disorders. Mendelian disorders. In your NCERT book, there are only 3 diseases for your study. Only 3 diseases, those are hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, and phenylketonuria. Phenylketonuria. These are the 3 diseases which are given in your NCERT book. These are the Mendelian disorders. The most important thing you have to remember, Mendelian disorders are nothing but the any changes which are occurs in the genes. There is no any change in the structure of chromosome, only change in the gene. Okay. Before going to start the symptoms of each 3 diseases, just you have to understand one thing. In the diseases can be 4 types. In the Mendelian disorders, the change in the gene of 2 chromosomes. It may be a autosome or it may be a sex chromosome. Autosomal disorders and sex linked disorders. Autosomal disorders in the sense any change in the autosome or the body chromosome which causes autosomal disorders. Any change in the sex chromosomes like X-linked and Y-linked. X-linked diseases and Y-linked diseases. Any change in the X chromosome, it causes the X-linked disorders. Any changes which occurs in the Y chromosome, which causes Y-linked disorders. Okay. In the autosomal disorders, there are again we can categorize into dominant and recessive. Dominant and recessive. Here in case of X-linked also we can categorized into dominant X-linked and recessive. You all know that what is dominant and what is recessive. In the disorder, autosomal means any changes in the autosome or the body chromosome. There are 2 types, dominant and recessive. Dominant in the sense it require homozygous condition, homozygous defective gene it require homozygous defective means in any organism the defective gene must be present in the homozygous or 2 copies of defective genes are very necessary. I will explain with the examples. Okay. Now I can taking the 3 individuals. These are the 3 individuals. We can say A, B and C. Okay. A individual have the normal genes. These are normal genes. Okay. Then B individual have 1 normal gene plus 1 defective gene. I can write here a normal gene and diseased or defective gene. Then another individual have fully diseased gene and homozygous diseased condition. Okay. When the fully normal condition is present, it is fully normal. There is no chance of getting diseased. Okay. When the heterozygous condition is there, when the heterozygous condition, one gene is completely normal, another gene is diseased. In this case, we can say it is a dominant, even though the normal gene is present along with the diseased gene, the diseased gene going to be expressed. In some diseases, in heterozygous condition also, the diseased gene is going to be expressed, is known as dominant disease. Okay, it is dominant disease. In case of two diseased genes, it is obviously going to be affect. This condition is known as recessive disease. This is the dominant disease. This one is dominant, this one is a recessive condition. Okay. In the dominant condition, must and should heterozygous condition. Okay. In the recessive disorders, both the genes or the chromosomes must have the defective gene. Okay. One gene or one chromosome comes from our father, another chromosome comes from our mother must be defective. Okay. It will affect the phenotype of an offspring. This is all about the dominant and recessive. We can see the autosomal dominant. Autosomal dominant means the autosomal chromosomes must have the heterozygous condition. Heterozygous condition for a disease. Okay. Then the autosomal recessive means it must have the homozygous recessive gene, then it will cause the autosomal recessive disorders. Then in case of sex linked diseases, there are two types, X linked and Y linked. Any changes which occurs in the X chromosome, it causes the X linked diseases. When the dominant condition, dominant X linked means the only a single defective gene going to be affect the individual. In case of X linked, we have to consider, here I will write X linked, we have to consider two, male and female. The dominant recessive condition can affect the female and males, female and male. It will affect both the females and male, but male is less affective than female because it have only one X chromosome, but in case of female it have the two X chromosome. If any defective X is present, it is going to be expressed in the phenotype, but in case of male, the only one X is present. In the chance if the defective gene is not present in the male X chromosome, it will not show in the phenotype of the male. Okay. Next, then we can discuss about the recessive X linked. In case of recessive, homozygous means only the female can affect by the X linked recessive condition, because in case of males there is no another X chromosome. In recessive condition only female can suffer. In X linked dominant, both the male and female can suffer, but male are less affective than the female. This is all about the disorder pattern which we can see in the individuals. Here you can see, in the previous class we discussed about the pedigree analysis. In that I told that some of the symbols which are very necessary for analyze the human diseases or the genetic disorders with the relationship, understanding the relationship within the family. Here you can see there are two examples which are given in your NCERT book. This is the first diagram. You can see here one female defective, okay, and male normal. How can you say that it is a female, it is male? Because the square symbol represents the male and the circle symbol represents the female. Then how can I say it is a defective? Because it is completely shaded. Okay. Here the deceased female is going to be married with the normal male. Okay. Then their next generation, their next offsprings, they have the 4 children, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. Then 3 daughters and 1 son. Okay. 2 daughters again marry with the, here 2 daughters and 2 sons. Okay. You can say that 1 daughter and 1 son are completely deceased, 1 daughter and 1 son are completely normal. The shaded represents a diseased condition. Okay. Then the deceased female daughter, again going to be married with normal male. This is a normal male. Okay. Then they have the 3 children, 2 males completely normal, 1 female completely deceased. This is the first generation, this is the second generation. Okay. There is no discussion about this 3 options because here both the male and females are normal, they have the normal children. We have to talk about the disorders now. Just understand, here the female mother have the disease condition, it will appear in the next generation in 1 male and 1 female. Okay, there is no distinction. If it is occurs only in the female, means we can say that it is X-linked or sex-linked, but it appears in both the ratios, in 50% of the male have the disease and 50% of the female have the diseased condition. Okay. Then this chapter is over. Then the next theory, the female defective or diseased female again marry with a normal one, means this appears in the next generation in the female only. We can say that there is no transmission of defective gene from mother to son or mother to daughter. It is random. We can say that it is autosomal condition. Here they mention autosomal dominant trait. How can we say that it is a dominant trait if the defective gene is recessive trait? It will appear in all the offspring which are present in the first generation, because 50% of the genes are transferred from mother in all the offsprings. If it is recessive, we can say that all the offspring must be defective. But how can we say that it is dominant? Because it appears only in the 50% of the offsprings. You can say autosomal dominant trait. For example, myototic dystrophy, it is not that much necessary for you. Then here you can see autosomal recessive trait. You know that for a recessive condition, you require homozygous recessive condition. Homozygous, 2 recessive or a defective diseased genes are very necessary for the appearance of a gene. Here both the male and females are very normal. This is the first generation, second generation and the third generation. In the first generation there is no disease. These are exactly normal, female and males are exactly normal, then their 50% of the babies or 50% of the next generation have the deceased. Okay, in the male also and in the female, 50% of the female have the deceased, 15% of the male also have the deceased. Okay, when the complete normal female marry with a normal male, the disease appear in the male or a son. In the second generation, the normal female marry with the normal men, the disease appears in the third generation. We can say this autosomal recessive trait. It appears, it is present in both the first generation male and female, but it is not going to be expressed because it is recessive. Then that gene is transferred to both the next offsprings or the second generation offsprings, but in 50% of the female, 50% of the male, it not be expressed because it is in the heterozygous condition, but in 50% of the offsprings it is expressed because it is in a homozygous condition, because they get 50% of the defective gene from the mother, 50% of the defective gene from the father. Okay, you can say that 50% of the defective gene is present in the normal female of the second generation. When it is going to be married with the male, that 50% and 50% defective genes are present in the normal male, they are 50 plus 50, total 100%, that is homozygous recessive gene is present in the third generation male. That is why the deceased is present in the third generation male only. Okay. This is all about the method of reading the pedigree analysis. Now we can discuss about the diseases. Actually, what are the symptoms? You have to study the hemophilia, sickle cell anemia and phenylketonuria. I will start with the first one, hemophilia. Here I will write hemophilia. Hemophilia is the X-linked recessive disorder. First point is X-linked recessive disorder. X-linked in the sense the X chromosome, that is allosome, is going to be differ from normal X chromosome. X-linked recessive in the sense the disease is going to be expressed only in the homozygous condition. If two X chromosomes are going to be diseased, then only the disease appears in the individual. Okay, homozygous condition is very necessary. Next, X-linked recessive disorder. Next point, this hemophilia is known as a royal disease. Royal disease because firstly it is discovered in the family of Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria. Okay. So many members of Queen Victoria family have this disease. That's why it is known as a royal disease. I told here it is a X-linked recessive disorder which shows a transmission from unaffected carrier female to some of the male progenies. Here the new term came, carrier female. Carrier female. First you have to understand this term. Carrier female means, I told that for expression of hemophilia, that is royal disease, it requires homozygous recessive conditions. Homozygous means 2X must be deceased, defective, then only it is possible to express. But in case of female, it have the 2X chromosomes. If it have the only one defective gene with the one normal gene, it is not going to be expressed in the next generation. The female with the heterozygous condition acts as carrier. Okay. When this female is going to be married with normal male, they can get the progenies like XX, XX, XY, XY. Okay. Here I will write this normal X is going to be fused with the defective N and D, then normal X is going to be fused with the normal one N, then normal Y is going to fuse with defective, then normal Y is going to fuse with normal. Okay. Here you can see this female act as a carrier, this is normal, this female is normal, then this male is defective, or we can say deceased, or then another male is normal. One female is carrier, one female is completely normal, one male is defective or deceased, one male is completely normal, because this is due to the presence of extra X chromosome or a double X chromosome in case of females. Okay. We can say that the sex linked recessive disease is transmission from unaffected carrier. If only one defective gene means it will show the normal phenotype. It requires two sets of defective gene for expression of the deceased. Okay. Some of the male progenies has been widely studied are affective. In this disease, a single protein, this is all about the transmission. Okay. In this hemophilia, I told that it is a royal disease, hemophilia. Actual symptom, the individuals which have this disease, they have the defective blood clotting factors. Blood clotting factors means when any wounds or cuts occurs, suddenly our blood going to be clot to stop the blood flow or loss of the blood. But here hemophilia cases, defective blood clotting factors, even after the cut or wound, the blood is not able to clot anymore. The blood flows continuously, ultimately it causes the anemic condition, okay, loss of blood, anemic condition, finally it causes the death of an particular individual. Defective blood clotting factors. Due to this, an affected individual, if they have the even a simple cut will result in the non-stop bleeding, ultimately it causes the anemic condition, finally it results in the death of an individual. Okay, in the heterozygous female, I told here they act as a carrier. Okay, they transmit the disease to their son. Okay, here you can see that carrier, they transmit their disease to the son. The possibility of female become hemophilic is extremely rare because the two genes are very necessary. When the father also have the defective gene and mother also have the defective gene, then only the female can get the hemophilic condition. Okay. Then the family of the Victoria, these are the symptoms or these are the points of the hemophilia. Hemophilia is one of the X-linked recessive disease which transmits by unaffected female, that is a female carrier with the son. Okay. In the hemophilia condition, the defective blood clotting factors are present. Due to this defective blood clot, it affects the blood clotting factors. Due to the abnormal clotting factors, even if the individual have the simple cut, the continuous bleeding occurs. Ultimately, it causes the anemic condition. Finally, it leads to the death of a particular individual. This is all about the hemophilic condition. Now, we can discuss the another disorder, second disorder, that is sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia. In the sickle cell anemia, it is the autosomal recessive disorder. Autosomal recessive disorder. Okay. Here autosomal recessive means it requires homozygous recessive defective gene for expression of the disease or occurrence of the disease. Okay. That can be transmitted from parents to the offspring when both the parents are carriers for the genes. Only both the parent are carriers for the genes, means they must and should have the one defective gene, then only it can transmit to the next generation. The disease is controlled by the single pair of genes. Here in case of sickle cell anemia, the normal blood that is RBC, normal blood RBC is usually biconcave, normal, here I will write normal biconcave shape, but sickle normally RBC shape is biconcave. Okay. But due to the sickle cell anemia, condition, the normal biconcave shape RBC is going to be changed into sickle shape or half moon shape. Okay, with the very pointed edges. Okay, you know that the RBC is made by one of the pigment is the hemoglobin. Okay, hemoglobin have the core material that is iron. Fe is iron. It have the tetracyclic iron content and the many polypeptide chains are attached to it. Okay, polypeptide. This is the globin structure, the polypeptide, the globin. These are the M structures, hemoglobin. Okay. So in the globin protein, there are 4 globin proteins are there. Upper 2 are known as the alpha globin, lower 2 are known as the beta globin. I told that the globin means globin is a protein. The proteins are made by amino acids. Okay. Amino acids in the sense many amino acids are going to be join to form a complete protein. In that, in the 6th amino acid, this is the 6th, many amino acids are going to be joined. In the 6th amino acid, in the normal cases, it's a glutamic acid. 6th amino acid is a glutamic acid. It have the GAG condition. GAG are the codons which codes for the glutamic acid in the 6th position of the globule polypeptide chain. Okay, this is a normal condition of a hemoglobin. Okay, that's why the normal shape of the RBC is maintained. But due to the sickle cell anemia condition, the 6th position of beta globulin chain JUG changes to JAG changes to JUG. Instead of A, it have the U. In the normal protein or the normal DNA, instead of A, it have the U. It causes the sickle shape of the RBC. RBC with the biconcave shape is necessary for the JAG expression in the 6th position of the beta chain. Okay, it's a normal. Okay, in abnormal condition, instead of JAG, JUG. I told that JAG is a glutamic acid, it codes for glutamic acid, but JUG, by changing only single nitrogen base pair, it codes for valine. Okay, instead of coding to the glutamic acid, due to the change of one nitrogen base pair, it codes for the valine. Okay, in the 6th position of beta globulin chain in the hemoglobin, the addition or the changes, substitution of the U instead of A causes the presence of valine. That's why the change in the shape of the RBCs. When the sickle shape of, I told that the sickle shaped RBC is formed due to the presence of valine in the 6th position. Due to the presence of sickle shape, normal blood vessel, usually in the normal cases, normally blood flows smoothly in the blood vessel, but due to the presence of sickle shaped RBCs, it breaks the, it tears the blood vessel. It can't move or transfer smoothly. Okay, due to the shape, it breaks the blood vessel. Ultimately, it causes the internal bleeding, leads to the death of an individual. Okay, it is not going to be cause internal bleeding. It affect the oxygen level in the body. Usually it causes oxygen stress. When the individual have the sickle cell anemia condition, they can't do many work or hard work because they can get easily oxygen stress. When oxygen stress is more, ultimately the breathing problem occurs. Due to that, heart attack can be occur. Okay, these are the two diseases which are given in your NCERT book. First, that hemophilia, it is known as a royal disease. It is a sex linked recessive disorder. Then sickle cell anemia is a dominant recessive disorders. The reasons for the two diseases, hemophilia is due to the presence of one of the autosome is recessive. Here the sickle cell anemia is due to the only a single, it is also known as point gene mutation, only a single nitrogen base pair changes can lead to the normal shape of RBC changes into sickle shape. It causes the bleeding or it disrupts the normal flow of blood. Okay. We will discuss about the third disease in the next class. Thank you.